Welcome back. This is Sealchan, and this is my Minecraft Alpha 1.1 Progressive Longplay. I've been away on vacation, and now I'm back. And we'll pick up exactly where I left off. Apparently, I need food. But I need to head back to the home base in LC anyway. Because today, we're going to review what I did in round 24. And we'll look ahead at what's to come in round 25. So, let's go. Well, let's see if I'm still good at dodging creepers. Ooh. Now we're in an ARG. I hope that doesn't happen again. Maybe my computer needs to wake up from its nap. I don't think that's ever happened in this game. Well, I heard a zombie. That's good. As much as I don't care to run into hostile mobs, when I'm just just trying to get somewhere. I do want them to spawn. I guess I always worry if I leave my computer alone for too long, it's gonna forget how to work. Okay. Alright. Well, I need food. Oh. That's not good. How did that happen? Oh. That might not be any different than when we left. I guess we're still... Yeah, alright. Guess I thought I might have replanted by now. Alright, I need food. I also need to put on the ceremonial. Yeah, I should have left one of these. Oh well, we'll be back. And I need more pig meat. Okay. The goal during these episodes is not to use any of these tools or items. This is, after all, research. And it took a lot to get this much gold. Anyway, I have a list as usual. Everything that I did and everything they're going to do. Alright, first of all, round 24. What did we do? Excuse me. Oh yeah. We did this neat little redstone solution. Are both doors open? Faced either way on how you walk through. I use the staircase to gain basement access and build this extremely simple circuit. And I do like the basement. Okay. We don't have anything like that coming in this area. What's next on the list? I always have the deep mine listed, but I'm going to defer that till later. Looks like the scenic railway. I'm not going to travel out, but we managed to extend the scenic railway. I do believe, however, that I don't think we have enough iron to continue that again this round. So we're making progress. We have a little ways to go to wrap around these mountains and come all the way back to here. So I'll take a pause on that. Let's head down to the port. Yeah. Oh, pigs. No, I can't collect food. What am I thinking? It's a pacifist episode. Okay. Well, the latest method for doing the coastline expedition is that I'm only doing one at a time across all three of the ports that I've created. And we are still working on following out the left-hand coastline, which goes way out and comes right back to here. A day's walk brings you amazingly to here. So I'm doing a second day's walk, following that coastline out as far as it goes. And then that'll be done. Let's see. Yeah, so that was round 24, and they'll look ahead at round 25. We collect clay in the process and bring sand to fill back in the holes in the beach. 'Cause that's the way I roll. Also, we completed what I now call a point of interest survey along what I call a waterway between one landing here at the Alsea port and this one right here, which isn't very far. It is in Cascadia. Unsurprisingly, I didn't come up with any awesome ideas on how to enhance it. So, good enough. And apparently I didn't write down it would take a little trip, but I'll double check that. Ordinarily, when I finish a trail, we take a walk. When I finish a waterway, I do the same. So maybe there will be an episode where I take a boat from here to there. Maybe there won't be. I'll double check. it's good to just take a stroll or a row. All right. We talked about everything here. Let's take a off-road adventure. Head out to the Origin Monument. The Origin Monument simply marks on the map where the 0,0 coordinates are. Last round we filled out this platform. It kind of looks like we're done. I suppose I just want to give this thing a chance to grow a little bit more. But if it doesn't, then I think we'll be good. Maybe that's what I'll do. We'll do one more round. We'll come back in an episode and see if these 3 saplings have been able to grow. And if not, we'll just take it down. Alrighty. That's what we did. And that's what we will do here. And we'll finish this project. Most likely. Alrighty. I think that takes care of Elsie, except for the deep mine. So let's head over to Bellevue. Let's head over that way, this way. And in case anybody's wondering, no, this is not an ARG. I have to keep telling myself that. Which makes it seem like it might be one. I'm pretty sure I would have to know. Unless it was a real ARG. Anyway, here we have this beach, which I've admired since I discovered it. As the final act of building on the Bellevue Mountains Trail, I am going to attempt to turn this beach into a Zen garden. It might be a little too Zen right now. We'll see. I will definitely be stretching me on this. Although I am a fan of Zen Buddhism. So, we'll see what I come up with here. The reason I want to do a garden is in part because I need to find a use for cactus. And I thought cactus could be an element. We'll see what happens. Oh, might as well go through here. Well, regarding the deep mine in Elsie, which you can access quickly from here, what we did last round is your usual strip mining operation. You go down and dig 2 new tunnels, light them up, and hopefully get more diamond, as we're still trying to collect a stack. So we'll keep on doing that in the next round. Okay. Looking at Bellevue, I think I'm going to head to the shelter. There's a hunting blind. Okay, what does my list say? Coming up at around 25, I want to build something called a music disc farm. Now, while I was on vacation, I decided to map out a little bit what's involved with building these mob spawner farms. Instead of doing it all in a series of 3 or 4 episodes, I'll just do a piece of it at a time. Building the music disc farm could be similar. The best place, I think, to do it would be that skeleton farm that I've built north of Bellevue. So, in the next round, round 25, I'm going to get started on that. I've already collected both of the 2 music discs you can get. I guess this is my opportunity to put this away too. Okay. Yeah, anyway, we'll start work on that. This is something I did in my earlier game for release version 1.1, where you have a lot more music discs that you're trying to get than just 2, which I managed to get with a little bit of luck right away. Okay. Let's continue down this list. I heard a skeleton. It's the middle of the night. Let's just talk about the work I did on the trails. Yep. And I'm not using my sword. guess I'll beat him to death with a torch. Which you can do. I'm about to prove. Yay, arrows. Oh yeah, I can use my bow. I forgot. Yeah, I don't feel that lucky. So far so good, but not going to push my luck. Alright, we have a lot of trail building that happens in Bellevue. But I'm just going to talk about it from here. Around 24, I did a point of interest survey on a little trail that connects the deep mine entrance to the Bellevue Mountains Trail behind it. The trail which starts right here. And I did believe I found at least one thing to build. A small, interesting triangular pond, which will add a little bit of water sounds. To that short but very convenient trail. I do feel like I'm hitting a beanbag with a stick. Oh, he got in. How on earth did that happen? I'm not using my sword. To use a stupid bow on a stupid zombie. How did he get in here? It is against the laws that I discovered building these. I mean, I didn't even hit him. And we're still not an ARG. Oop. Saw that. I am annoyed. Hey, just try that again, dude. That's what I thought. I got one lucky jump? I don't know. It is not supposed to happen. Now I burned through a bunch of arrows. Alright, well, at least it's light out now. I don't even care, dude. I just want to stand up here. Alright. What's next? Oh yeah. Edgewood Mountain. Right here. Looks a little strange. from this distance. Anyway, at the top of the trail, it takes you to the top. I put up a sign labeling the name of the mountain. That I did in round 24. And the next round, we're just going to take a relaxing walk on that same trail where it starts on the Bellevue Mountains Trail, which ends here. And enjoy the view, because that's what I do. Also on a trail just below the peak of the mountain, in round 24, I built a small wetland on the heart of the mountain trail. In the next round, I'm going to build a little viewpoint that lets you look directly at the heart of Edgewood Mountain. Alright, that's it for Bellevue. We're getting some of this trail work wrapped up. Let's go to Cascadia. I'll take it. Oh. I may have an extra piece of dirt. That's how it got in. No, it's not. It's not how it got in. I don't know how that zombie got in here. Alright, all the way to Cascadia. Along this well-trodden trail. Well, what did we do? Okay. So just like we did along the waterway, let's go this way. From Alsea to Cascadia Landing, I also did a point of interest survey from Cascadia Landing to Cascadia Port. And of all things, I did discover another monster room exposed on the surface at a beach. Yeah, let's park it. Oh yeah, we're not going to kill any pigs. That's the one-day left-hand beach walk destination. Just past that. I don't even know if I know what kind of spawner it is. Where is it? Right there? No. Over there? That could be it. I think that is. Yeah, let's go look. Yep, that's it. It's a mess. So the first step will be to probably clear the water out in the right radius and hollow out the spawner to the size that you would typically do. And of course light it up. So that's what I found on the point of interest survey. And that's what I have listed down to start. Step 1, excavation. And that's it. It's a big hit. Keeping Cascadia on the map, so to speak, for having things to do. Now, let's talk about divide. Divide is this mountainous region. Adjacent to Elsie, Bellevue, and Cascadia. The fourth region we've explored. It's also the site of the art museum. Which includes painting and music. Well, it will include music. And in around 24, we built the trail. It makes it a little easier to walk out to the museum. And here's the museum. And here's the music. Of course, we'll continue to add galleries in the next round. Well, while I wait for the light to return, this newly built art museum trail that connects back to the Cascadia Divide Trail, we're going to do a point of interest survey on that around 25. I'm sure I'll find a few things to add, water features especially, to make the trail out here even more interesting. All right. Take the risk. There's a griefer. I think I'm done with the risk. I wish you could just sit there. That would be cool. Well, let's talk. Divide. On the Bellevue Divide Trail, in the last round, we built a pond. It spilled over into a waterfall. It joined the water that collected together below at the base of the mountains. The next step is to build a little viewpoint facing into what I've provisionally called the West Chasm. It'll become clearer when we take a look at it. It is an interesting chasm, actually, which we can reach from these tunnels. I don't have any plans on the chasm itself at this point. No, that's not it. Huh. Could have sworn I came out. That's it. This is it. Oh, let's go. You're not prepared to deal with that. Anyway, that's that. Trying to wear away the night. So that'll be what we do up top. Also, during round 24, we took a long walk around the Divide Scenic Loop Trail, another epic trail through the mountains. And came up with a list of enhancements to build. The first one will be put a sign up on the top of a mountain, which I called out to my viewers to provide some name suggestions. But nobody has provided any. And that's alright. So I'll have to come up with one. And I can do that. So we'll name a mountaintop. Alright. Let's head back to Region E. I know a shortcut. This is where the scenic railway will go. Well, I reached the point in doing the work on the scenic railway. No, not the scenic railway. On Region E, developing its resources, where I got to where I was going to give it a name. So I named it. I take my names from a list of towns and cities in the area around where I live. And lo and behold, one of those names. As soon as I read it, I knew it would have to be the right one. Region E is now known as Edgewood. Yes, the same mountain name provided somewhat spontaneously by one of my viewers. Turns out that Edgewood is a real place name for at least one place on this planet. I'm not sure where. I haven't looked it up. But I thought that's gonna have to be the name of Region E. So now it is. Not a lot of woods in Edgewood. I suppose that's something of the sample of the local humor. hunting blind in Edgewood. And right there is the top of Edgewood Mountain and the sign I built commemorating that fact. And last round in Edgewood, I built in Cave 2 a mine entrance. Kind of a hunting blind like dirt wall protecting the entrance and a nice comfortable staircase down to the mine. Also, what else do we have here? Yeah. We went on a mining expedition. Found a deep mine layer a couple of times over. We also built this miner's grove. So the next round, oh yeah, the noisy spiders room was found here. Very close. I'm glad that we sorted that out. So when I build a mining workshop, I'm going to have to give this some space. But we'll start by excavating this monster room. Prepping it for becoming our spider spawner mob room. Mob farm. Of course, we'll continue our mining expedition down below. Plus, according to my list, we're going to build a trail. We're going to build a trail that connects Edgewood back to Bellevue. We have the gravel source here. And that'll be nice. I've made that walk many, many times. It'd be good to have the predictable certainty of a well-laid path. Now, in addition to giving Edgewood its name, I also was freed up to start to explore a new region. But I decided, again, to put a pause on that. I feel like any region I start work on, I want to finish. If I'm going to do that to myself and get to the end of this game, then I don't need to start another region. So, I don't know. Maybe I should change my mind and just leave regions unbuilt, partially built at the end of the game. Maybe I'll think about that some more. Once I've accomplished collecting all the raw materials and crafting everything I can from them. Let's see what I just did. Oh. Okay. times I hit the wrong key. Anyway, once I've crafted the last craftable and finally used every block and item and entity that I can in some build, then the game will be done. Once the builds are done, the origin monument, the scenic railway, the art and music museum. We are close, but I've said that for a while now. My only concern is to add too much more. We'll see. Anyway, that was round 24, and the look ahead to round 25. I hope you'll continue to enjoy this series now that I'm back on it. And I hope to see you in the next episode. Take care.